Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brad and the Supercoach Pro. Today we're just talking a bit of general Supercoach talk, to be honest. Tuesday, midnight. So yeah, here we are. Not really going to go into my side as yet. I'm not also going to go into any teams. We'll do that for members only. I'm getting swamped with team stuff. Like if you want to really DM me or comment on my Twitter X account, you can. That's Supercoach Pro 91. But yeah, I think I'll leave the team stuff for the members chat there, just so I can do it in depth, because it's a lot of sort of pressure doing it in a stream when people are waiting to be read out their comments or, you know, your opinion on some sort of player. We get stuck into a few value things I was thinking of at the moment, but I'm a little bit torn whether to play aggressive at this point or whether to play value. So I'm a little bit head going at this point, and I can't sleep because I just finished my shift. I do 3 p.m. till midnight, so that's why we're always a late one, dodgy Micah. Always doing the late night shift here. Look, if you do end up watching this tomorrow morning, Max and whoever, that's fine too. Jesus, for some reason I'm still awake. Probably thinking about Flanders, mate. We'll do the members only thing. Actually, I was thinking Saturday before the game, maybe Saturday before the first game. I'll go through some of your teams then. I'll do a members only live. What time will I do that Saturday? And if you can't do that, I'll pick a different day and do one there as well. So members only on Saturday, we will do, let's say 11 a.m. If you guys are awake, we'll do 11 a.m. and we'll go through your teams. So I'm not going to do teams tonight, but I want to go through some players that I've been thinking about, and I've been thinking about Supercoach way too much. But enjoy your gym for the morning, Max. And if you want to replay this, you're more than welcome to later on. Jack says, "Cheese, I never missed the streams." Thanks, Jack. I love our little group chats we have, actually. Dodgy Micah says, night guy myself, hate mornings. Yeah, feel that. Absolutely feel that. Oh, Yaron's in the house. I've been DMing this guy at the moment, just random Supercoach talk. Pretty sure I spent my whole entire morning talking Supercoach with him, like I do with a few of his, actually. My cat wants to be let in, so that's something that happens on these freaking lives. Okay, Sabrina, you're welcome. So he says 52 in the world. Whole effing world, yeah. That was the intro SC Masters gave me, actually, on his channel there. I have to do another segment with them at some point as well, because George is good fun to actually do some Supercoach. We absolutely raw dogged the stream. Like there's no like, what do you call it? There's no prep. He's just like, "You ready to go, bro?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's raw dog this stream." Potty. So yeah, we're doing well at the moment, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself because it's a long season, and some people, believe it or not, will be waiting for your downfall at some point. So I'm not going to get overexcited. But Yaron, appreciate the DMs and the Supercoach chats. It's actually really insightful. This guy's got a lot of knowledge, Yaron does, and a lot of you actually do, to be fair. Very underrated, some of you guys here, that's for sure. And you guys get around to the other streams as well, so I love that. Good support, good community. I don't know how long we'll go for, probably an hour at least. So Max says, "Get Bont and Zach in." I don't think I can, mate. And then he says, "Good night, guys, and Brad. Good night, mate. Enjoy your sleep." I've been sleeping like shit at the moment, honestly. Sleeping like absolute poo. Too much on my mind, I think, to be honest. I'm a little bit distracted with a lot of things going on outside of Supercoach. So it's probably the reason why I've jumped on tonight, and a bit of a rough week. But tell you what, this is a good distraction because I'm fucking, I don't know about you guys, but I'm over this week already, and we're only at Tuesday, mate. Anyway, Jack says it's not going to be the Depresso stream, FYI, but he says, "I'll be happily a member, mate, but I probably could never join the streams with the time difference." I can do with your member stuff anyway, Jack. I can always just DM you when you want to do a member thing and jump on a live with you personally and share your screen on my YouTube and go through it that way if we wanted to. I don't mind doing an individual thing if we had to, especially with the time difference where you are, mate. And also looking forward to a bev with you when you come back to Australia. I'm going to the Richmond West Coast game, so hopefully some of you are there. Say hello to me. Hopefully Cheese is still going. Cheese says, yeah, mate, you know me, always thinking about Sam Flanders. How's this? So Cheese sends his photo of the Wolverine meme and him. Well, he is the Wolverine in this instant. The Wolverine where he's holding the photo frame of Sam Flanders. And funnily enough, Cheese, I sent it to Scoobs and JG and stuff. And I said, look at this guy. This is Cheese as Wolverine admiring Sam Flanders. Got a reply back from Scoobs. He's like, ha, 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 just loving it. So, yeah, some of the funny shit you guys send my way every now and then, it's too funny not to pass on. Not messages, but just funny fucking memes or something funny that's going on in our chats have definitely been like, hey, have you seen what this guy replied to this guy? And there's a little bit of a sneaky screenshot just because there's some funny shit that gets around and some good banter. And there's been times where I've been like, I've got to share this. Like, this is bloody gold. Smart asses in a nice way, obviously. Anyway, just ranting at this point. But Jack says, you've been getting so many shout outs the ranking lately. Yeah, I know. I actually feel a little bit nervous with it because I hope it's not my peak at this point. I saw Damo's Supercoach talk, so Supercoach Edge, and someone was saying about that. I think it was Jonas who mentioned it on his stream, on Edge's stream, and then somebody else mentioned it as well on Hippo's stream. I was listening to his. I've been listening to a lot of guys actually lately, and particularly the ones I've actually been talking to on Twitter. Like, I'll get the most random messages from Hippo Supercoach, aka Isaac Rankin, like 3 a.m. with our trade plans. And the other day he sends me one, and the first thing that popped up, I just read it wrong, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, it's some funny freaking messages going on, but anyway. Thanks, Jack. Do you think it's the play to be aggressive at rank 52? Probably, honestly. It sounds like I've got to be, but I know at any point I can go back to 500 and there'll be people waiting for that for sure. And then there's others that are actually genuine and have your back. And I've had a lot of nice DMs at the moment, even just like sort of saying, hope you win the 50K, mate, and stuff like that. But that just makes me, A, humbled, but B, I'm only a third of the way through the season. So it's a long bloody marathon. It's not a given, but yeah, I do definitely think about it. Like I don't know. You'd love to just put a house deposit down and just take a month off and spend time with the fam, as boring as that sounds and cliche, but I'm a simple man when it comes to stuff like that. I don't know. I don't want to dream too hard and then it all comes crashing down in a fortnight time either. She says, just want the old Sam Flanders back. That will never get old to me, that first part. Oh, sorry, I skipped the Aaron's little heart with the hands on it. I love that. It's very cute. What else have we got in here? Give me a sec. The cat's meowing again. She wants to be let out. This bastard. You know what, Sabrina? Go stuff yourself. You're interrupting 20 people chilling in the chat and you just want to be fucking let out. Oh my God. I hope I don't look too fat in this stream. Just kidding. The joker says, hey, mate, looking forward to seeing you 51 spots this week. Yeah, oh, geez. I don't know what I'd do. If I was first for the actual entire week, sure, I'd be jumping on streams, but it'd make me nervous. I don't hate spotlight, but I don't want too much spotlight. It actually make me bloody anxiety would be through the roof at this point. I don't know how people do it. I've never overthought Supercoach so much right now, to be honest with you guys. Like I reckon I spend most of my shift thinking about trades. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's why you guys are here at bloody 12:30 in the morning. Jack says, thinking of holding Bice this week. I'll actually have a look at players in a sec. With the matchup, well, he plays Essendon, so I thought the same thing. Flynn has to go. Going to jump on your boy Marshall. I should get into that. I'll see what people are doing because this is the general trend anyway. And I'll just give you a quick take. Um, so we go to players, and I think this is where you can find the general trade-ins and trade-outs. If you're watching this now or you're watching this back, and this to me is irrelevant. I know I do jump on and jump off of Steve from SDS Supercoach. Great lad, by the way. I think you're almost better off at looking top 1%, top 5%. Because, I mean, depends where you're ranked. But at this point, if you're there, like I want to know what top 1% are doing now. So most traded out for top 1%. It's a different ball game. I've never been in this position, so I'm not saying this is textbook. I'm also not saying what I'm preaching is 100% correct and you should do it this way. But the top 1% coaches are trading out Flynn, only 7.6% of them. But insane, it's still 10,000 sides. Bias is on the chopping block. Oliver is a weird one. He's training, so I don't know if you'd actually get rid of him. If he's named, you keep him because what was the point of holding him for a week? Moraes you get rid of, yes. Laywar, I'm not good at pronunciation. Let's just call him Sammy the Nuts. Sammy's nuts. He can probably go. What's his break even? Anyone seen that TikTok? Jesus. It's probably my background. I'm just kidding. That's really wild to say. I'm not even going to delete this stream. But anyway, Murphy Reed, he wears a freaking headband. Just get rid of him. At this point, these cash cows around 300k. They're nice and juicy. Like, some of them don't have much meat on the bone. Pepper, the bold man. You definitely wouldn't want to pick a fight with this guy on the footy field. He's finally come back to earth, but we know what this man can do. He had a couple tons, but he's gone to 66. So he's probably a trade though. Like he's almost 400k. Just full send it. Like yeah, he can get 79 in a showdown, but you're only making 4.2k anyway. So he's maxed out. Pryor's a dud. Yeah, he can go too. I'm keen to hold Bice though. Honestly, like I know there's a 55, whatever it was. He had 12 touches. Break even's quite low for what he's produced. Like he plays Essendon, Carlton, Melbourne. Don't tell me that's not bad matchups. Like he's adjusted his score. The 52 was a sub game. Other than that, he's gone from 79 to 124. The SCG, he was playing GWS. Like, what do you actually expect? At some point, he's going to have a down game. My favourite D6, D7 lover. I'd probably have his kids at some point. Also kidding. Kako, yeah, I don't know. I'd never grab a small forward. And saying that, I grabbed bloody Josh Dolan instead. That was awful starting pick. Trading in. Yeah, Hurstway. This is why I don't go early on rookies. I know chat's going to go crazy at the moment, but like if you're going early on these other blokes because you went early on Hurstway, I'm not confident in any of these guys this week. Probably Fonty if I had to, but they all worry the shit out of me as well. Like Boxshell, we know what Ross Lyon can do. Like he's a butcher when it comes down to St Kilda rookies. So I don't facilitate in going early because once you go early 1 week on one player, then you're doing it every week, like for a 3 or 4 week period. So I wouldn't be going in early until the buys when you just need a random downgrade. But you might need these frigging rookies during your buys to cover your primos or best 18, etc., especially if you're stocked up in round 12 or something. So I'd be really hesitant to be going early on these guys if you don't need to. Hence why I can grab Hurstway this week. I don't even Husway, whatever the fuck his name is. Hawthorn players just whatever. Like they're an arrogant side, so I don't care what his name is. Don't ask me. You're not here for an English lesson. Yeah, Boxshell. Oh, top 1% too. A lot of people grabbing him. Warner, he's the flavour of the day. Purely based on his fixture, and I think, well, I think too, he's probably top 6 to top 8 forward. I don't want to pay any more than 520k for this bloke too. Like, yeah, Mills comes back. What's the other bloke that comes back as well? Oh, Errol comes back. But this guy's produced numbers with those guys anyway. So I hate all these oh, this guy comes back. Who cares? These guys have played these other guys for years anyway. Don't give me too many statistics, or else I'm going to overthink everything. Gorn, he's almost 700k. I'm saying like go bargain, but honestly, Cherry's tempting this week. Cherry's huge upside. Cherry's the only justification for that price tag at this moment when I've been having some DMs. This guy's got a sick surname. Looks like a race car driver, clearly. So I'm not confident in him either. Rankin, love the pick. Petrarca, yeah. I just don't love the next few matchups for him. But he actually got points for breathing, this bloke, when I brought him in last week. I wasn't complaining, but when I looked at a 129, I didn't think he was actually worthy of it. But you take that. Bont, yeah. Did I rest him? Don't know. I'm not trying to sell anyone out of that pick. And then Fonzie, yeah. Anyway, back to the comments, and I'm sure I'm 50 million behind at some point, but whatever. I like the Marshall pick. Obviously, I went Marshall last week for TDK and banked myself 125k, but I would hold. I would hold Blyce. Adam, I'll be waiting for UCL, so basically be contemplating getting Bont till 5 a.m. Oh my god. Yeah, right. Who's playing in the UCL? I assume that's soccer. Good to know, mate. Very keen for a Bev. Yeah, me too, mate. Absolute jack. Oh no. I actually feel very betrayed, as it's the second time I've said I'm getting him and going elsewhere, but need to jump on these guys with low PE. This is for Flanders, Jesus talking about, of course. Blue bar. Late stream. Do I need pods to get ahead? Depends what pods, I suppose. If my mid-season ends up as something like Bont Butters after round 12, Dacos round 11, Merritt this week, paired with Neil, Hewitt, Sarong, and Nuke, is that fine? I think so. They're all guns. You'd be pretty happy with those players, yeah. Pods I'm looking at is Josh Dacos, Miller. Out of those pods, I probably like Miller. Nass is probably a good pod. I'm still hot on Ash. Richards is a pod. I like everyone bar Josh Dacos. He's got to do a lot to get good score. Everyone else is sick. I love Miller. I don't know if I'd go there this year just because he plays a lot forward. But if he got forward status, he'd be laughing. Jackie says, I'm looking forward to seeing you move up 51 spots. It's like, oh, jeez. Oh, God. I think you guys are, yeah. Very keen if I did. Swing for the fence if it doesn't work. At least you can say you went for it. Yeah, that's why I went for Marshall over that TDK play and brought him in a week before everyone's considering it now. Crystal ball moment for me. Probably my best trade I've done in a while, just ahead of the pack. But yeah, I mean, you study these things and sometimes you go through them, sometimes you back out. Jax is also on the Supercoach saw play yesterday with Burns, Joshy, and Scoobs. They're actually probably my favourite. I love Joshy and Scoobs, but the DMs that we have are wild in there. It's pretty funny. Burns, I talk pod picks with. So he's my pod man. If I ever want some pod suggestions, you think my pods are wild, and go check out Burns. He's got some wild picks, and I do rate them. I definitely rate them. They've been great on sword play. I actually really love enjoying watching them. Adam says, Hippo is Rankin and Shorty is Jake Lloyd. I can actually see that. I don't look like any freaking football player, unfortunately. Yeah, Hippo's definitely Rankin. I commented on his YouTube video a couple of weeks ago that he looks like Rankin. Shorty, I can see the Lloyd resemblance. I've met Shorty in real life. I've never met Hippo in real life. I'd get along with him very well. But look, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I apologise if I mess up. Maybe Callahan is a pod. I don't think he's a pod. I think he's 20% owned. But I traded him in and back out instead of Clary. Oh my God. So it might be a waste. Same with Cardwell before the injury and then back out. Yeah. Brad, can you see? I don't know if you're taking the mickey, Matthew. If I could sing, I'd probably do it at some point, but I cannot sing, unfortunately. Definitely not. That's a random question. If you guys got any more random questions, I will definitely answer them. That was very left field. Have you looked at the number one ranked person's team? Yeah, I actually have. I might not comment further than that, Jack. I'll message you why. I'll explain. It's rubbish, Jack. My team's crap all over it, and I'm 99k ranked. Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing at all about some teams because you'll see, like Hippo. I know Hippo was saying this too. I listened to him actually before. He was going on a lot of the one that a lot of luck falls your way, but also a lot of fluking or well, not fluking, but some of it can be fluking because you look at some teams and they've got zero cash gen. They've been sidewaysing every primo. They've got all the big dogs, but they're going to have to facilitate playing rookies for some weeks. And you're like, look at these big teams and high teams. Not to say all of them are like this, but you see just a lot of dead rookies. So I'm actually more worried about the guys coming from top 1K that have just had a bit of a shit start. They've got some really good players on the field. I've seen a lot of you guys post your teams and send them to me, and I'm like, how is this 3K rank? This is going to climb in over the buyers because you've got good cash gen, you've got good fat cash cows. So I actually think it's the people sitting around top 1-2% outside of that top couple hundred that might actually climb back. But it also means I would be bringing pods in from that far out as well. Yeah, have a look at the top 50. Like, there's some really, really good ones, but there's also some ones where you're like, no offense, how are you there? In terms of on paper, and it could be VCs and Cs that have been getting right. They've looped every rookie correctly, but it's not to take anything away from anyone's game because you always find in Supercoach and Fantasy that there's a few flukes, but by round 12, 13, 14, after the buys, those fluky scores or fluky teams will then, get right out of the mix. And then these teams that have actually been studying, doing their homework, bringing in the right rookies, those teams come out to play and go, hang on, this is where we really are. And they're the ones I'm more worried about, the sleepers. Because like most of you guys have very good size. And I'm like, how the hell am I in front? And there's a lot of teams that look better than mine and they're further out. So I think it's how you trade. But anyway, that's enough of that little rant. It's just my opinion, though. No, you're not ranked that low, Cheese. Surely not. Anyway, I'm not shitting on anybody's side. It's just something I've noticed. I've never really looked at it until now. So the Joker says, I'm thinking of going Jordan this week. Okay. Jordan. Are you talking about Jordan Clark? Okay. Anyway, Jordan's interesting. Jordan Clark had a bad one, but I'm thinking Finn Callahan has said his heat map and role was to keep it to me. Tell me which Jordan you're talking about. I assume it's the backline, Clark from Freo. I like Callahan too. I've got him, so it's hard to navigate where he's going to be in top 10 or if he's going to be there. But he just looks good on the eye test, regardless of the heat map. Jack, if you jump into my team, is there a way you can see it on the screen? Then you can give me advice. Yeah, I can do it on the right-hand side of that and bring it up. Yes, that is how it works. Yeah. Give me a time. We'll do that. Cheese, he liked Will very much. Port. I'd be going early on him over anyone if you had to. Yeah. I've heard mixed bag. I've heard people going, yeah, I'd go Will. Then I've heard people go Jonty. It's such a mixed bag, and I think it's so hard to know. Like, is he keeping Moraes out? I'm not on top of this side of things with the rookies. I want a 2-game sample size before going early. But like, if you have to go early, you're gonna have to pick one of these guys and just flip a coin. Or just watch their highlights, I suppose, to get a good idea. Jack says, which has helped me out this round so much. Yeah, I know. Me too. That's a good ranger to have, honestly. Absolute good ranger to watch. Who would your top trade targets be this week? Probably Tristan Cherry. Who else? I like Dunkley. Still like Dawson, Chad Warner, Petrarch if you don't have him. Lockie Neal. Who else? Really, Whitfield can come down a little bit. Who else do I like this week? Again, break-even game. I like Zach Merritt this week as well. I've already got him, though, obviously. Brayshaw will come down in price. Honestly, you could throw a blanket over quite a lot of players. Newcomb, I'm not hot on anymore. Sheasel's good. Rankin's good, of course. Tom Green's meh for me now. Sarong's just getting tagged and just looked poor that game. Rao's going to be super cheap, but I don't know if you really want to go Rao. It really depends your line. You just want to fix your weakest line at this point, I think, to be honest. Anyway. Do you think TDK only should hold or train like you? Honestly, TDK could go nuts. Before this week, I think he was ranked 6 for total points or average or something like that. He was pretty high. No one scored over 100 at Adelaide Oval, so I don't know. You grab Roma and bank some cash, or you grab Christian Cherry. I don't know if I'd go TDK to Gawn. I don't know. It's so team dependent. It depends how many times you've gone sideways. I'm pretty sure this year that was my first time I've really gone sideways in any trades. So it's hard to know. I think in most teams, I think he's a hold. Honestly, I think in majority of teams you'd hold him. But if he's named a Pitto, you just boot him out. Honestly, if Pitto comes back, the ship's sailed and you're done. You're out of there. Darren says CDK is in 78% of the top 1%. Wow, and 79.3 in the top 5. Brad, you want Pinnett to be named? Yeah, I mean, secretly I do, of course, but at the same time, that's a lot of you guys in the chat too, so I'd actually feel very bad for you guys, generally speaking. But yes, as a win scenario, yeah, of course you would. Okay, Boy says, I forgot Callahan had 20%. Yeah, he does. That's his ownership. Yep. Is he worth bringing in? He won't be top 8 mid, but I think he's not the worst M8. I'm a bit of a fence sitter when it comes to players I've already got because you don't want too many of those kind of players. Like, you do want your big dogs. It depends how many little dogs you've got in there, I suppose. I've got too many little dogs. Who do you think will end up... who do you think will end up in top 8-ish for mid? Again, as I was saying last time, I think what you can see by average is roughly where it's at. So Dacos, Bont, Butters, that's 3. Brayshaw, 4. Merritt, 5. 6, George Hewitt, McCluggage, 7. I'm not really going out on a limb. It's just all the guys have been scoring well so far. I think they can probably back it throughout the season. Neil, just when he doesn't get tagged. Like I said, I think what you can see by your averages after a third of the season is pretty much what it is for me. There might be outsiders like Noah Anderson that I think can do well from here on out and match at the top. Miller, I'm not really sure of. Kywell's proven he can, but he's just got a bit of injury history. I think let's sort it out, and I won't be as vague, but I think we've got enough sample size over 2 months to sort of get a good idea of what I'm really going for. I do think Miller. Sorry, I do think Libba will come down now that Traw's back. I think that might affect him a little bit. Dunkley, I see him being around the mark as well, despite his poor scores. Just really depends on his tagging roles and his wing time. Richards is a smoky. Newcomb should be thereabouts. Just wish there was more ceiling game from him. No to side bottom. Tom Green should be around the mark. Jordan Dawson's going to be hot and cold. I think Neil will have another good year despite tag games. I think his ceiling will average it out. And the others I haven't really looked at, to be honest. So, top 6 defenders, I think that's a little bit more clear than most times. Like you've got Whitfield, then nothing screams pick me after that. Like there's not a clear D2 to me. I think Whitfield's number one priority, and then throw a blanket over Ash, Nas, Sinclair, Sheasel, Zorko. Again, I'm not going out on a limb because I generally feel like that's what you can see. The top 10 is roughly what's going to be top 6. I don't think there's going to be any outsiders other than that. These other guys don't really got the ceiling to match what you can see in the top 11 range, I'd say. Dale is going to come out of there, surely. That's the only thing I see moving out. So probably Clark for Dale, and then that top 10's around the mark. Matty Roberts is probably hanging outside just because of his floor's okay, but it just depends how much Sydney go through him again, because we've seen, if anything, it's actually hurt Blakey more this year of his emergence. I need Blakey to get injured for Matt Roberts to go massive, though, to be honest. Nobody's going to want Clark after that performance. But yeah, again, Poiper. So I actually clicked enter while Rob's heading off. So yeah, no worries at all. If you want to watch the rest of this later, you can. So Jordan Dawson. Draco, what are we talking about? Oh my god, I thought you were talking about Jordan Clark from the back line. Sorry, it's only Jordan I was thinking about. Oh my god. Jordan Clark was doing well, so stuff you, Cheese. Very funny. Bastard. Yeah, I like Dawson. He's just hot and cold. You probably don't want too many Warners and Dawsons in your side and Dales in your side. I mean, you could be like Cheese and have Dawson and freaking Dale, so there's a swap at you. Nah, just kidding. You ever look at Clark's bloody scores, you peanut? He's forever giving me shit. I love you though. It's okay. He's only mad because he wants Flanders in his side and he's tearing me apart. If this will load in 2026, we'll be laughing. I generally thought you were talking about Clark. I don't know why I was thinking about him. Yeah, okay. Well, my internet clearly is fantastic over here. Anyway, I'll go to the comments, and when it loads next year, we'll be fine. Considering Moraes is awful, I'd say it's fine. Fair. If Dacos can come down a little, I'll snap it. He's talking about Nick, obviously. Can afford merit this week. Just afraid of Jordan tag. Well, Jordan can't tag this year. We've seen that. Apart from Lockie Neal, he's done bugger all. I'm still fence sitting because like Ned Long, I could use Ned Long's money, but Ned Long's now not playing with Sidebottom and DeGoey, so CBAs are going to go up, and I just have a bad feeling that Ned Long could go 130 this week. I'm not even joking. Like I'm generally concerned that Cherry's match ruck is in the red for Oscar McInerney, and somehow his hit outs get sharked. And Ned Long goes 130 and Tristan Cherry gets a 110, I'd be really pissed. So I'm actually not sure. I'll have to look at team sheets to heavily decide. I was all on Cherry this morning in the afternoon, and someone told me, I think it actually might have been Yaron, was saying that there's a few of the Collingwood players rested. We might have to go into the kitchen. Let's go into the kitchen because my internet decided it wouldn't want to go any further than this. All right, we don't have to go to the kitchen. We can just stand around here. All right, what do we got? Oh, sitting in a couch now. Hopefully I'm not glitching. If I'm glitching, I don't really care. It's midnight, 1 a.m. I'll confirm when team sheets come out. Dawson is ahead of merit this week for me. Wow. Thinking he goes huge in the showdown. Crows win. That's crazy. I think Port Adelaide win. Don't love Dawson considering consistency, sorry, he says. Yep. Sorry, it's a bit late, so I'm a little bit fried. Geez, doubt boys will need Pitto against Marshall. Yeah, that's pretty true. Good statement. A good statement on that. But you never know, Voss. Voss is an absolute peanut. Ask Hippo. He'd hate Voss, surely. He'd make Hippo punch dry wall every 5 seconds with team selections, I reckon. Hopefully he's watching this back again. Matthew, just kidding. Ned Ong about to go crazy this week. So don't put these thoughts in my head because now I'm going to overthink everything. Yaron says, yeah, true cheese, but Voss does know. Sorry, but does Voss know that? Yeah, that's exactly right, Yaron. Bang on. I really want Cherry too. I've been Ned Ong. If Ned Ong goes massive, I'll be so pissed because. Anyway, I'll let you guys know on a team sheet update what I'll do. She says he's done, but he's not completely brain dead, surely. Yeah, well, I am by reading his comments at 1 a.m. You want to swap back? Right, I was waiting for it. I was like, I hope Cheese hasn't gone to bed and want to talk some shit. Oh, fuck all of it. We're the funniest stirrer too. He is the Great Raven. Hey, mate. I think he means bonds or butters for Rao. I had enough. Sorry, the Great Raven. Just the way I read that. Jeez. I'd probably look at the fixture and then decide. Who has a better fixture for inside mids? Bond or Butters? Bond, just because he's done it before more consistently, I guess. Than I know Butters younger, but probably Bond. Even though he might get rested. Cheese. Sorry, Yaron says cheese. How will it affect Reed, you reckon? This will be an interesting follow-up, actually. Now, have you ever thought about... I've never thought about taking up tap dancing, mate. That's bloody random as. That's so random. Okay, she says, it's hard to say. He played without Rids and got absolutely cooked. This is about Zach Reed, but he still scored well as an accountable defender. I think we will see a decent score again. Swans forward on. Yeah, true. I can't wait to watch the Swans pump you by 70 points, mate. Boypa, do you reckon you could give me my team a little over? I think you will have to do your team thing and send it to me by DM. I'm just off a 9-hour shift on 3 hours sleep. If you send me what your trades are, I'll confirm those. I'm not going to do teams tonight. I just want to do like a members only thing for teams, or else I just spend half my night looking at teams and it fries my brain sometimes, to be honest. But yeah, if you want to be a member, I'll do teams then. I'm all teamed out for now. But look, shoot me a DM on Twitter or X, SuperCoachPro91. Happy to look at it there. But yeah, I'm probably going to stop doing teams on the streams unless it's member thing. But anyway, he's trading out. Who you got? Callum Levi Sanders. Okay. You're not trading out Finn Callahan, are you? Interesting. I've had a few blunders. Oh, sorry. He's had a few blunders trading out. Yep, Callahan and Levi. This is what confused me. Sanders isn't a blunder. Like, he was always a dud anyway. He's had a couple good 80s. Davison early is fine. I did the same. Levi early is not the worst in the world, but Callahan hurts now. So I think you're being harsh on yourself here. I think Callahan is the only one that really would have hurt you, but not the rest of them. Anyway, goes Calm the Cats is his team name. And I have 224 in the bank, 2 boosts. Just, yeah, definitely send me your team on Twitter, or we'll do a members video Saturday morning, 11 a.m. And we'll pencil that in because, yeah, it's it's a lot. I'm a warehouse supervisor, so I manage a fair bit of staff. I do a 9-hour shift. So I'm doing 45 hours a week. I jump on a stream at midnight, so I'm running on empty. Anyway, Jonas says appreciate cheese. Cheers, mate. Matthew, yo, Yaron, are you Yaron from Swordplay with DR? Okay, here we go. She says such a small sample size of games without Ridley. But what you do need to know is his role doesn't really change. Brother. I just got to hope he keeps the form. Good insight, Chase. If you don't know, and you already haven't figured out, he's an Essendon supporter. So send your condolences to Cheese because he goes for the Bombers. So yeah, really concerning that he goes to Bombers. I got to check in him every weekend just to make sure he's all right. Speaking of a Bombers fan, there's another one in there. Yaron says, I'm a member on DR's channel. Yeah, there you go. What do we go? Cheese. I should go to bed. I'll be cooked at work tomorrow. All right. Good night, Cheese. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Glad you've fallen asleep listening to me with those eyes closed. Matthew, you love the captaincy videos, man. You're great on those. True. There we go. No, that's not me, Matthew. I was like, Yaron, how come you've not told me that? Like, what the hell's going on? Matthew. Oh, same name. Oh, Matthew, good one, mate. 1 a.m. Just doing some blunders here, but that's fine. Yaron says, I'm just an average Joe Schmo. And how's this, right? So this morning I'm going gym, and I'm listening to I don't know, it wasn't Yaron's voice notes. It might have been Cheese's voice notes, and I'm on Bluetooth for me on my phone. I'm like, why is my Bluetooth on in my phone? I've got no headphones. I couldn't hear a word Cheese was saying or nothing. Pretty sure it was Cheese. Anyway, I've looked and my car's still running, so I actually ran outside because I've been talking to Supercoach all morning. Turned off my car, checked my Bluetooth, and realised that the whole time I was trying to listen to something, or as I got into gym, just being an absolute robot, my car was running. So lucky no one took my car. But yeah, what an idiot this morning. I was too Supercoach focused, talking about teams and Tristan Cherry and what if scenarios, and I should probably grab him. So I'm once I get sold on something, I then overthink everything again. You guys are probably the same. Lachlan, I can go Zach Reed and Davison to Fonte and Warner. Yeah, just give it to me like this tonight. That's what she said. Okay, what do I think of this? Which means I can go Flynn and Levi to a rookie. I like this first bit. I think Zach Reed's still got more money to make though. Send me your side in DMs again, mate. We'll have a look at it. Because I want to see your whole team. Trade's a little bit hard, but I'm just trying to see Fonte and Warner. I don't really like trading out Zach Reed. I do like trading out Davison. I don't really want to go early on a Fonte, but I don't hate it to facilitate Warner. Does that mean next week you go Flynn and Levi to rookie and either Dacos or Brayshaw? So how I'm going to read it is if you're doing this week, Zach Reed and Davison to Fonte and Warner, that's fine. If Flynn gets dropped, though, you'd want to get rid of him before Zach Reed. I'd probably want to hold on to Zach Reed a little bit. I'd probably, in seeing these plays that you mentioned too, I'd rather trade out Waddy Davison and Flynn. I'd hold Levi and I'd hold Zach Reed. I'd go Davison out, Flynn out, bring in a Fonte type, and then bring in a Primo in your weakest line, which sounds like your midfield. So probably Dacos at this point over Brayshaw, just because I think he's cheaper. So yeah, Davison and Flynn to Fonte and Dacos if you can do that by DPP. But I'll have a glaze over anyway. You can message me later. Joker, LDU, just want to know your thoughts. Let's go for him. I actually like LDU, to be honest. I know you can't have too many of these value midfielders, though. You can go value forward, sure, but value midfielders, you still want at least 3 out of 4 of Dacos, Bond, Butters, and Brayshaw, in my opinion. He's really good for his price. again, you're going to be frustrated with these Dawson and LDU picks, of course, but consistency, like he's been there. All right, we're going to go to the kitchen. I'm just going to be careful because we've got housemates, so I don't want to be too loud. We're like, why is he streaming at this time? Let's just turn on the line. Hang on, I think my boy is here. Hang on 1 second, stream. I think my son's here. Are you here now? I'm on a stream. Are you okay? Sorry, guys. Just had the miso walk in. All right, that was random. I thought I could hear a crying baby. Do you want to go to my room? I'll be there in 20 minutes then. Okay, that's random. Okay, my apologies. Okay, where are we? Sorry about that. It's a bit random. Okay, LD. Okay, for some reason LDU isn't loading, but I do like the LDU shout. I think he's a good pick. I just want this to actually load. Apologies, stream. I wasn't expecting any of that to happen. Look, for some reason, it's cooked itself, but I don't mind LDU for his price. Anyway, sorry about that last couple of minutes for those still watching. I was not expecting any of that. Voipa, most of them made another 50k. I traded them all. Carl, I'm pissed. Yeah, but you can't worry about these moves now. Like, it's a hindsight thing. You were doing what you did at the time because you thought you had a validated reason. Jack, she's lost it when you send that voice note, I reckon. Probably. Matthew, no, there is only one captain's corner. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. I think you're talking about sword play. She says, lost 80 years of my life expectancy being a Don fan. Honestly, body accurate. Boyper says, I'll send the team on. Yeah, definitely do it on X. Sorry, mate. I've just had my my son and baby mama turn up, so no problem. I'll head off, have a physics sack first thing tomorrow. All right, no worries at all. Sorry, I'll definitely will your side on Twitter, mate. Apologies. Sounds like I've got to go soon anyway, by the look of it. Lachlan says, up the Dons. I'm going to give you these last couple of questions and answers, and then I've got to go. Up the Dons, I'm that confident we'll beat you at Dreamtime. Whoever loses will go blind. I think you guys will win. Jack, voice note when you were at the Bombers game, shouting. Yeah, he did. That was the funniest bloody voice note from Cheese. Yeah, Jack, my voice notes are cooked. They're pretty funny. Could be worse than going for Bombers. You could be a North fan like me. That's rough. That is rough. Matthew, actually, I'm sleep deprived. You're right. I'm thinking of Janeth. Oh, my God. That's a huge difference there. Cheese, also, before I go to bed, don't trade Auckland. Read Auckland. Will score well against Sydney or for forward line. Yeah, exactly. That was my point before. Aaron Matthew, thanks for spinning me out. That's funny as. I don't like trading out bias, but it's worked my only way to Cherry. I don't hate it if it's your only way to Cherry. Thinking of jumping off Cub at the end of this week, I'd get rid of your rookies first. Absolutely get rid of your rookies first. Then Boyber says, can't send you a DM. Isn't there an option? All right, I'll follow you back. So just reply on my post and I'll follow you back. All right, lads, I've got to go. I've just had a bit of an emergency with the little one here, so I have to go. Sorry to cut it short, but I'll catch you on maybe a stream tomorrow night. Again, apologies. Something has happened. So much love. I've got to end it there. Catch you later. Sorry.